Hi, this is another walk for newcomers, and this time I'm stopping outside St Hilda's College, which is on what they call the plain at the end of the high street, just beyond Magdalen Bridge. And I'm going to look at some of the interesting things you can get to from there, specifically the Cowley Road and all the food shops. And you judge Cowley Road by different criteria from how you judge the centre of Oxford. You're not looking for antique stonework. You're looking for an interesting range of things that taste nice from all sorts of different countries, and I'll show you some of those shortly. It's just started raining. It was quite a nice bright dawn, but it's got a little bit dimmer, and if it gets too wet I'll have to cut and continue tomorrow, but let's see how it goes. So the high street and Magdalen Bridge is just the other side of that. That is St Clement's round there and up towards Headington Hill. And this, what I'll be going along in a minute, is Cowley Road. And I'm just now looking for a safe way to cross it, because this particular crossing point, well, it's not really a crossing point, it doesn't seem to have anything to control the traffic, so I have to risk my life every time I use it. That is Iffley Road, which goes along towards Iffley Village, which is well worth exploring. Nice pubs, nice old buildings, and a path down to the Thames. Right, so I'll just show you a bit of St Hilda's, and that's tucked away down this cul-de-sac. And something else that accompanies it is Magdalen College School, and all the buildings on the left-hand side, I've just checked with one of the doormen, are Magdalen College School. That is also Magdalen College School, and the rest of the buildings down on the right-hand side are St Hilda's. So, if you're at St Hilda's, and I'll show more of the college itself another time. If you're at St Hilda's, where in Oxford can you go at a reasonably short distance from where you're living? And the obvious answer, for me at least, is down the Cowley Road. And of course, people not living in St Hilda's can do this as well. That's one of the wonderful things about space in this universe, it joins up. And the Cowley Road is well worth exploring because of the variety of places to eat and to buy food and ingredients. And there's one or two other things as well, which give sort of rich experiences in other ways. And one of them is the Indian fabric shop, the Bombay Emporium, which I'll pass in a minute. And this is the first café, TikTok cafe, popular place for breakfast. And I sometimes see school children there just before the school starts in the morning, and often in the afternoon too when school lets out. Typical English breakfast with things like bacon and egg, fried tomatoes and so on, but other stuff too. Casbah is a sort of Moroccan themed bar, horrible pun in the name, Casbah. And I'm not going to be able to describe every shop here. It would take far too long, so do come and explore. That's the Bombay Emporium. And it's closed, unfortunately. I was going to go in and ask whether I could have a brief look around and video that. But they sell rolls of fabric of various kinds, Indian tops, trousers, saris and so on, incense, ponchos, various things for hanging on walls, assorted decorations. And the stock is much richer in both colour and scent because of all the incenses than appears from here. So do go and look round in the Bombay Emporium too. I think it's one of the longest running shops on the Cowley Road. There's an assortment of computer sale and repair shops, some of which stay around for longer than others. And now, of course, there are similar shops that do phones. That one keeps changing hands. At the moment it's Shiraz Persian cuisine. And I do like Persian cuisine, delicately scented and flavoured beds of rice, and some very healthy looking salads, amongst other things. And try that either at Shiraz or in one of the stalls in the Gloucester Green Market. That used to be a Greek delicatessen, and then I think a café of some type, and now it's reinvented itself as a café in Damascus with falafel and chicken shawarma and so on. Okay, so this is Tahmid, and I believe they sell in bulk as well as for individual customers. And they sell food from both India and Pakistan and a range of neighbouring countries. And they're big, and the manager has said that it's okay if I come in and just sweep the camera around to give an impression of what's on sale. So there's fresh vegetables of various kinds, and then a good range of packaged foods, meat. And as you see, the shop goes back a long way, so there's a lot to explore. And that's Tahmid. Thanks. Okay, then there's the private shop, which I think it's probably more polite if I don't go in and ask to video. The private shop for your intimate lifestyle. Whole food shop there, that's been around I think for about 30 years. Uhuru. This one sold musical instruments. I don't know whether it's still going. I had a rumour that it's closed down, which would be rather sad because a lot of people depended on it. I've already passed one barber, and here's another. There seems to be a great expansion in their numbers, many more barber shops than there used to be all around Oxford. I don't know why. South Indian food. And this is something relatively new. For quite a long time, I'd say that the majority of the foreign shops on Cowley Road were Moroccan or Algerian or Lebanese or somewhere that gets called Middle East, even if the name isn't quite accurate. And recently, there have been more Chinese and Korean shops appearing, such as this one. They're closed, so I can't show you much of the inside. And this is the third barber that I've passed. Makes my point. There are a few shops and pubs down some of the side streets, but most of them are concentrated on Cowley Road itself. There's an Italian delicatessen. It's got rather funny opening hours, probably originally designed to fit in with an Italian siesta, so don't expect it to be open at normal, or rather don't be disappointed if it isn't open first time you pass it, and take a note of the opening hours. Actually, I'll tell you the opening hours to save bother. There they are. And they serve a good range of Italian olive oils and other ingredients. And I see they've also added a few cafe-style tables so that you can eat while there. The owners of this one, I think, are either Moroccan or Algerian. And they have a penchant for very brightly coloured cakes. Which I should think make pretty good presents if you're looking for something unusual. The Baltic food stores sells food from what are traditionally called the Baltic countries, and also from Russia. And last time I was in, it also had a range of reading material, of newspapers and so on, from these countries. And at Christmas time, I've bought nice presents from here, such as little sort of cardboard houses that are stocked with chocolates. And those are a nice present for any kid, or indeed any adult. So it's worth looking over the next month or two as Christmas approaches. Here's Rick's, an American-style diner. One of the things, as I implied, you won't find antique stonework on the Cowley Road, but one of the things you do find is murals. And here are two of them. That one there, and taberu. I wouldn't be surprised if taberu is a Japanese word that comes from the English word table, probably meaning restaurant. I featured this one about a month ago in a video where I came back from somewhere along the Cowley Road, and it's fairly new. It's a food park. It's got 6 or 7 little stalls, sheds really, with a range of cuisines, and these are them. George and Delilah is one of Oxford's 3 G&D ice cream cafes, though it sells a lot of other stuff now beside ice creams, including salads, bagels, brownies and coffee. I think it's fair to say that once upon a time, the main type of foreign restaurant on Cowley Road was Indian, and that's probably one of the older ones. Hyderabad is new. I mean, obviously the town Hyderabad isn't, but the restaurant is. Well, I haven't seen the Dubai shop before, so that can only have opened a month or two ago. Looks very bright. As I said, we have phone repair, and there are also an assortment of vape shops up and down the road. Right, so I just asked the owner, and indeed this shop is new. It's been open for 1.5 months, and it sells vapes, fizzy drinks and small snacks. So let's just have a very quick look around. It's very attractively done out. Thanks very much. Okay, well, I thought the easiest way to explain what truck does is to ask one of the members of staff to tell me. So I'm going to walk in, have a quick sweep round, and then ask the chap behind the till to tell me about the shop. One thing that I already know is that they sell coffee, and I'll probably buy myself a coffee in a moment. And they also sell music. New releases. And that's where the coffee is, over in the far left-hand corner. I'll keep you out of picture, but do you mind speaking fairly loudly so that the mic picks it up? So what does Truck do?
We are Oxford's longest established independent record shop. We are a place you can come and see live music, buy latest records, buy classic records, and have a great coffee.
So how do you see live music? Is the live music played here, or do you buy tickets?
We have quite regular in-store gigs, local bands, touring bands, all sorts.
In the evening, generally?
Mostly in the evening, occasionally in the daytime, yeah.
Right. Have you got anything exciting coming up?
We've got a whole packed schedule for September, October. We've got loads of bands playing. We've got people like Newton Faulkner come in, home counties. We're putting on shows outside of Oxford, outside of the shop as well. So Sophie Edis-Bextor's playing the O2 Academy. Lots of good stuff coming up.
And for new students, I'm probably a bit out of touch. Somebody coming up to, say, St Hilda's in October as a first year, what sort of thing might they like that is going to be playing?
We've got lots of the same band. Home Counties, a big band of that sort of thing. There's a band called Gans, if you like a bit of post-punk. Right. Yeah, a bit of something for everyone, really. Okay.
And what is Truck itself? I see it mentioned on these handouts, leaflets, pamphlets, whatever you call them, for nightlife, is it?
Night Shift.
Night Shift.
Night Shift magazine. Well, yeah, Truck is really kind of synonymous with music in Oxfordshire. Sprung out of the Truck Festival, right. Which is a long-running festival. We're a sort of spin-off from that. That's us.
That's great. Thank you so much.
No problem at all.
I'm going to get myself a coffee now.
Cool.
So they also do T-shirts, they do merch, and I've just been told they sell record players. Do you have these on sale here?
Yeah.
Might I see one?
They're in boxes.
Because I've been thinking of...
Literally just come over from one of the shops, so they're still boxed up. Get one open up for you.
I can't say that I'm going to buy it now because I've got to find somewhere else to live. I didn't know that it was so easy to buy record players in Oxford, so
100%, yeah.
I'm interested.
We just tend to keep a basic range over here. We keep a much bigger range in Whitney.
Right.
But yeah, so this is the Audio Technica, which is our sort of entry level deck. It's a great straight out the box, plug it in and play kind of setup. But as I say, if you want to go for something a bit more high end, we do carry those as well. But yeah, this is a great place to start.
Oh, thank you. That's really useful personally. As I say, I've got to find somewhere else to live, so I'm not sure that I can actually take one straight away, but I'm going to bear it in mind. How much?
Top of my head, I can't remember. I think that's about 130. About 130, I think.
Right. Okay. Thanks very much.
Around about that sort of price.
Thanks. And they've said I can video this bit as well, which I wanted to do because the cakes look so attractive.
No worries.
I must say that one looks particularly tempting, but I think I'd get very fat if I ate it. So my cappuccino is coming up. Okay, and there's my coffee, and this is me looking out of the shop's window at some fairly typical specimens of Cowley Road cable box art. Okay, so that was a very nice creamy coffee, and this is a selection of posters by the door. And that's the Truck Music Store, more than just a record shop, because, amongst other things, it sells record players, and it organises gigs, and it sells coffee. There are several of these so-called supermarkets dotted up and down Cowley Road as well. This one is Middle Eastern, judging by the name and the writing. There's also at least one Eastern European, apart from Baltic foods. Large selection of Polish goods, amongst other things, I think. For a time, that pizzeria, Mario's, was run by somebody who either came over to England just after World War II, or he was a prisoner of war in England during World War II and then naturalised and started Mario's then. And one thing he showed me was how to cook the flower heads of rape, the yellow flowered plant that is grown in a lot of fields around here. And really you just cut them off and then fry them quite intensely for a short time in olive oil, and they're completely edible. There has been a community centre here for a good number of years, and they're currently doing some massive renovation to it, and it looks as though they've got as far as putting in, I bet those are flats and not offices down there. Now that home store, until pretty recently, it was a super drug, and it now looks like, well, a shop that, as the name suggests, sells pots and pans and maybe small white goods and so on, kitchen and homeware. Let's have a quick look.
They are something like that.
It's worth saying that there are buses that go down the Cowley Road from the city centre and to the big shopping centre in Templars Square and beyond. But as you've seen, it isn't that far to walk it. And the shops do keep changing, so it's not unusual to have enjoyed using one for a few months and then find that it's suddenly disappeared and that you have to get used to something else in its place. But one shop that hasn't changed is the Oxfam shop, and it sells gifts. It also sells books. It's a smaller version of the Oxfam Bookshop in St Giles, So it's worth exploring for that. Now it started raining again. This one is Indian and Pakistani too, I think, like Tahmid. And I believe it's the first shop to have sold foreign groceries in Cowley Road, and its success inspired others to try the same. Boots and a big Tesco.
Spare anything, sir? Boss, spare £5.
This is a Barnardos charity shop, and it has more gifts, books and clothes and the usual things. "1,000 years of annoying the French, rebel ideas, P's and Q's, Bill Bryson Notes from a Big Country, a book about moon dust, and how to build a universe."
I was just singing in the rain.
Little pictures and other ornaments. I don't know what language that is. Well, he's either Portuguese or Brazilian. That's interesting because I lived in Portugal, so I like to be able to buy the food. And there was a Portuguese shop halfway down the Abingdon Road, but it closed about a year ago. And I said that there seems to be an increasing number of Chinese and Korean shops, and that's one of them, Real Kung Fu Noodle.
At the risk of provoking people to give themselves severe sugar rushes, the ice creams in there are delicious.
Bab, you spending change? Yeah.
And then on the left side of the road, the shops peter out as we come to Mansell Park and the big health centre. And on the right, there's a cluster of kebab places and little Middle Eastern food shops. Like Al Amin. I think Amin is Arabic for flour, but don't quote me. And like most of the shops, these have their vegetables on display outside. So one of my favourite fruits from this kind of shop is what they call, I think it's called a Sharon fruit. I know it best from living in Greek, where the word is lotos for the singular and loti for the plural, and it's like a persimmon but much, much softer. Persimmons break your teeth and loti don't, and you have to eat them within about a day of buying, because otherwise they go all soft and squishy and rather bad, and they're delicious. And there was one shop along this road, one of these Middle Eastern shops that used to sell them, and then this demonstrates the political sensitivities you have to think about. They abruptly stopped, and the reason from this was that their supplier had been delivering them from Israel, and some of the Muslim customers found out and got really annoyed. So in the interests of harmony and indeed good sales, the shopkeeper stopped buying the Israeli Sharon fruits and went over to one of the Arabic versions. Sadly, they weren't as soft and delicious. This is one of the few traditional butchers left in Oxford, complete with its figure. This one I know is Turkish, Erdem Food Centre. Yes, thanks. Yeah, I'm doing...
Google, yeah?
Superstore. And the cakes in there look as delicious as the ice creams in the other shop that I showed you. There's another mural, or possibly two murals. That looks as though it's meant to be some sort of South American style on the left. And then we have a little poem, and I'm going to try reading it because last time I got in a bit of a muddle with the scansion, and I can't guarantee that I'll be any better this time, but I'll try. Cowley Road. See the people clutch control, safety in the green cross glow. Restore the calm, let cycles flow slowly on the Cowley Road. Narcotic and organic meats, greenery and artful streets. Eat the globe in 1 square mile. Become another xenophile. Stop and say hello. Namaste to all Nepal. Chess to all the poles. War and famine in the world? Here's your destination, child. Asylum welcome independence, raising aspirations. All are welcome, always have been, workhouse poor and those afflicted with disease, disorders and addictions, on supposed lowly Cowley Road, where good things come to those that know, this leper-heritage tolerance zone as home. So I think I still messed up the scansion at the end of that, but I did better than the first time I read it. And here are the words so that you can try reading it to yourself. And as it says, good things come to those that know this leper-heritage tolerance zone as home. Eat the globe in 1 square mile. Become another xenophile. And a xenophile is just somebody who likes foreign things, and there are a lot of very tasty and attractive foreign things on the Cowley Road. I'm going to walk back to where I started from now, and I shan't video that. To get back to St Hilda's, just walk straight until the end of Cowley Road. See you next time.